where great cigars meet great conversations. This is Poppa P's Podcast. Well, hello, and welcome to Poppa P's Podcast, and I'm Scott Poppa P. Partridge.
And I'm Dale Hickman.
And behind the scenes over here, we have Miss Emmy, our producer, and she keeps us on time and keeps us in line, so we could not do this without her. So we're going to get her on camera one of these days. Anyway, we're glad to have you back, and today we're going to talk about cigar prices because it's a never-ending hot topic, and this year cigar prices have gone up quite a bit due to several factors, and we're going to talk about them. But going to talk a little bit first about what we're smoking today. Del, what are you smoking?
Well, today I'm smoking and remembering back to last Friday when we had our Perdomo event. I have the 30th anniversary Maduro in the Robusto size. I just really enjoy all the 30th anniversaries and just hits the spot.
Speaking of last Friday, what an incredible event. We had Nick Perdomo here, and we had a sellout crowd. It was absolutely incredible.
Yes.
And couldn't have asked for a better night. And Nick was incredible. We had live music. We had drink specials. And moving forward, when we got things like this coming up, we'll be telling you about them so that you'll know. So, and I am smoking an Arturo Fuente Don Carlos 90th. And I almost feel guilty because we actually are sold out of them.
All right. Well.
And the only reason I even have one to smoke is one of our great customers gifted me one.
Oh, nice.
So
it comes with the
yeah,
name.
Comes with the territory.
That's right.
So we're going to talk a little bit about cigar prices, and one thing that and we won't dive because it's not our area of expertise on how cigar companies price cigars, but there's a few things we can tell you. Some of these manufacturers own their own tobacco fields. They grow their own tobacco. They own their own rolling factories.
And some of them make their own boxes. Everything.
And but then there's other companies that don't have any of that. So they are buying the tobacco from other people, having other people roll their cigars for them, package them. So there's a lot that goes into the price of a cigar from the manufacturer's standpoint. And again, that may be a topic of another show where we can get some of the folks in here to talk about that. But
well, it has to get here too.
That's right. But we kind of want to talk a little bit today about, from a retailer standpoint, what goes into the prices of cigars and how we price cigars. And because we've had times where somebody will come in and they've seen a cigar on Cigar Aficionado or on Half Wheel or one of the sites where they literally give the suggested retail price of a cigar.
$10.
Yeah. And first thing you got to understand is suggested retail price is just that, the suggested retail price. However, from a retailer standpoint, there's a lot more that goes into that because every retailer, we need to take into consideration our shipping costs that are coming in with that product. We need to take into consideration our state tobacco tax. It's all got to be figured into that. And several factors that go into that. So that's why prices of cigars vary from state to state and from
really from store to store.
Store to store.
And where do you attach
the
additional costs?
Yeah. So in most states, the state tobacco tax is paid up front. So not like your local sales and state sales tax. Every bit of product that a retailer pays for in a given month that we get in, we have to pay that state tobacco tax.
So we're accounting for that when we receive the invoice. Exactly. And then we have to recover it at the register.
Yep. So there's several factors that go into it, and You know, so if our wholesale cost on an invoice for a cigar, let's just say it's $5, really our cost is a lot more than that. With shipping cost, with the state tobacco tax, there's an awful lot that goes into it. So, and again, every state, the state tobacco tax is very different. We were talking earlier, I think there's a couple states where it's almost nothing.
There are a couple states that are zero or thereabouts, and then there are states, and this is changing every few years, but are over 50%, where it is that some places will be pushing 100% as the tobacco industry comes under scrutiny.
Yeah. And we don't mind telling you, we're in the state of Tennessee, and here we pay 6.6% state tobacco tax. Now, there's also a federal excise tax that goes into the price of all cigars. Quite often, in fact, all the time, that is built into the wholesale part.
That first
but ultimately,
line.
we pay it, and ultimately, the consumer pays it. So,
Scott, didn't you tell me that each manufacturer, there's no set standard for how a manufacturer handles shipping costs? Some of them are flat at whatever you ordered, $50 or $500, and others is by weight. And
some of it's
the
by
deal
weight.
they made with UPS or the shipping company.
There's certain companies that literally their shipping cost, and almost all of them is UPS.
Okay.
And that's because they're one of the few companies that will ship tobacco.
Oh.
So you got some companies that literally have a percentage worked out
Of the wholesale cost.
of the wholesale cost
Okay.
of the invoice. If it's between this and this, they charge you this percentage for shipping,
Mhm.
and it goes from there. Just like you said, there's other companies that just charge exactly what their charge is what they charge us. There's other companies that charge you that and then some.
Put a little fee on it, as we
Little,
would call it.
It's the handling.
Oh, handling fee. Okay. Hey, and everybody, and in the grand scheme, it's not that. It is different from manufacturer, but they also have to recover that cost.
Exactly.
It's part of doing business.
So the ones that do have, handling stuff included in the cost of their shipping, it's certainly not anything that we begrudge them for.
No.
Their materials, the boxes, the packing, the tape, every bit of that, their staffing,
Mhm.
the package, that's all got to be figured in.
Sure.
So, but it all does affect the prices of cigars. And, almost every year you will get an increase from most manufacturers. It's just like any industry every year.
Is that typically first quarter?
Typically first quarter.
Okay.
Yep. Sometimes you'll have it's just a straight percentage across the board on all the products. Some companies will vary it. This certain group of products is going up 3%. This is going up 4%.
Mm-hmm.
Every once in a while, you'll have someone to say, "Hey, no adjustment on this." So we always welcome that.
Mm-hmm.
But like I say, from a retailer standpoint, we've got to take all that into consideration: our shipping cost, our tobacco tax, and we also got to take in our just cost of operating here.
Sure.
So,
Well, the other hot topic that need to at least address or jump into, it was discussed at length at the PCA in April, because is it the tariff, the T word, was it going to be 10%? Was it going to be 25%? And how was it going to be applied? Where was it going to be applied? And for example, Nicaragua settled with, or I guess they didn't settle. We told them the U.S. that said your tariff is 18%. So that is a big, and it's a compounding situation in that we experienced a price hike, the normal first quarter price hike on just about every manufacturer. Then it was compounded on top of the 18% was on that new number. And then our 6.6 is percent state tobacco tax is applied to whatever we pay, whenever we pay it. So 18% plus 4% compounded, actually the cost of a cigar is almost up 25 to
it went up,
30%.
Yeah, and like in the case of product coming in from Nicaragua, because that when the tariffs initially hit, I believe it was 10%.
Right.
And a lot of the companies adjusted accordingly, and then Nicaragua got raised from 10% up to 18. So some of the companies adjusted accordingly then. So, but regardless, there may be a handful of companies that have absorbed it all, but they're few and far between. So,
and that's part of their business too, because somebody
Yeah.
has to write that
Yeah.
check.
But I know a lot of the companies have passed a portion of it on to us, whether it be a percentage or, from a retailer standpoint, it has made it very complicated because every company is invoicing different. Some of them have the
18%.
have the tariff charge as a separate line item. Some of them have built it right into the actual wholesale price of the cigar. They've all doing it a little bit different, but the reality is none of us like it, but it is what it is. And I think to just spend all your time complaining, and we all just need to step up and say, okay, this is what we're facing, and we're not. Thing about tobacco industry, we're an easy target. So
Small
we've dealt with
niche.
regulations and taxes for longer than we've been in the business. So, but it has definitely changed the industry this year.
Sure.
And it's going to be very curious to see how it all pans out if the tariff go away.
Sure. Well, I think that might lead us to something that's really unique in how Poppa P Smoke Shop has addressed pricing in the last 2 weeks. I guess it was about a month ago.
Yeah.
I came to Scott, and it's really not we were talking. There was a particular cigar that I happened to notice because it was a special cigar that we got in the October time frame that I particularly liked a lot. And I went to Scott and said, "Hell's bells, this cigar is $32. I think I paid $24 for it last year. It was a very nice cigar. Proportionately, it don't matter what the price is. It's almost just the same percentages." And Scott goes, "Yep, and that's because of just what we talked about." And I said, "Well, no wonder these are still here, because there's a barrier kind of at every $10 price." Maybe every $5 is where people will just draw the line, and we do that in everything in life. And I think in cigars, when you cross past 30, that's an expensive enjoyment of an hour or two, and all of a sudden what do we got to do about that? What can we do about that?
Yeah, and I started noticing here, people are being conscious of the economy right now. We're not going to get into, okay, is the economy good? Is it terrible? We're not going to make that a political thing. But people are paying attention. And everything, when they go to the grocery store, it's costing them more this year than it did a year ago. When they go take their family to a restaurant, they're paying more than they did a year ago. And I started seeing here where a lot of our customers were spending the same amount of money they used to spend. However, the cigars that they always got for that amount of money, they're not able to get this year for that same price. And what we found is a lot of them, rather than spend a little more to get those exact cigars that they've always been getting, they're spending the same amount of money but looking for some less expensive cigars. And that's when Dell and I said, well, what if?
Yeah. Let's do something crazy.
What if we're kind of the unicorn here?
Right.
So we literally did, just about 2 weeks ago, we lowered the prices on
every cigar
in the humidor, with the exception of, packs and, samplers and stuff like that. But every box of cigars, every single cigar, we lowered anywhere from between $1 per cigar up to $5 a cigar. And the customer base has overwhelmingly, they noticed. A lot of times in the course of a year when you get a price increase, cigars go up 20, 25 cents a cigar. Most people don't really, they may notice it, but
yeah.
they get it. But they noticed right off the bat that our prices have gone down. And part of that is us just saying, hey, we get it. And, just like a lot of the cigar companies are eating part of the tariff charge, and we said, well, what if we do the same thing here?
Yeah. Well, and I think that as we look back on our first 21, 22 months, we opened in early February of 24, and we're coming around on our 2-year anniversary here in a couple of months. And the holidays coming in, and I think that the word that one of our partners threw out in a meeting sitting at this very table was our gift to you. And we were going to do this price bands or tiers through the end of December, and who knows what will go on from there, but and see how it goes for us, and hopefully it's a positive thing for all of our customers. I'm pretty sure it's been positive, and it's really help us help you help us, and go from there.
Yeah, and we've already seen a very positive effect on that. I mean, people get it, it's business, so is this affecting our bottom line? In terms of margin, absolutely. However, just in a week or so, we've seen that it's something that's probably going to pay off because people are able to get more for their buck. And as a result, they're leaving here with more cigars than
they maybe were 2 weeks ago. And we'd love for, most people, like you talked about, have a budget, whether it's $20 a week or $100 a month that they're going to spend on this particular hobby or the enjoyment of cigars. Well, this just allowed the opportunity to keep that going, I guess, in some.
And when we announced it, we're going to do it until the end of the year at least. But it's our hopes that we see that hey, this goodwill to our customers is going to be something that we ought to keep going. So we'll see about that as we move into.
Hope it helps.
To the next year, but
right.
I think it will definitely. We've already seen the effect of it already in a very positive way, but I think in the next coming weeks, as the holiday shoppers get out and stuff, and it was, like I say, it's a risk doing something like this. You never know what people in the industry are going to say or think, but the reality is we thought about it a lot, and we feel very fortunate, as Del said. We're 18, 19 months into this, and it's gone very well, that it feels good to be in a position where we can do it.
I think that's the most important thing, is to say thank you to all of our customers, and help them and help us through a really strange economic time that we're going through right now. And I think most importantly that because of our success in this first year and a half, 2 years, we're able to do it. So thank you for that.
Yeah, it's a neat feeling to be able to, like I say, as I've been telling people, you have supported and gave to us so well in the first year and a half that this is our opportunity to give back.
Sure.
So we're glad we did it. We have no regrets, and like I say, we'll see. We're going to evaluate it after a couple of months, and we'll see where it goes from there. But it's and again, like I say, almost everything. Our price drops range, and we do have it like a tier thing, but they range from $1 off per cigar up to $5 off per cigar. And especially for people purchasing boxes,
that's a big deal.
That's a big deal. So,
that's right.
We're glad
Yeah.
able to do it.
Well, I think as we wrap up our second episode of Poppa P's podcast, where can our customers, new people that are finding us for the first time, where can they find us?
We are at 1935 Mallory Lane, Suite 220 in Franklin, Tennessee, and we're conveniently just 2 doors down from Cool Springs Wines and Spirits.
Our sister company.
How convenient is that?
I know.
So that's where you can find us, and we're in the Cool Springs area of Franklin, which is a great shopping area and so on, but you can also find us on all the socials. We are on Facebook, Instagram. We're probably going to expand on that soon.
We have a YouTube channel where you're
YouTube channel.
and poppapeas.com.
www.poppapeas.com. Now, got some ideas for us, some feedback? We'd love to hear it. And you can now email us at podcast@poppapeas.com.
Yeah, we were looking for questions, suggestions. Hey, do you want to be a guest?
Yeah.
Who knows where this is going to go, because this is just our second episode.
That's right. And we're going to have, as we kind of talked about in our first episode, we are lining up guests right now. So we'll probably be 5 or 6 shows into it when you start seeing the guests. But we got some great ones that are going to be involved, and you do want to look forward to that. So
That's right.
they may not all be as much of a pro as you and I are at this, but
Oh, well, that's going to be hard.
we're,
That's right.
I got to tell you, when we got started, our producer, Miss Emmy, she said, I got to tell you, when I edited the first episode, I didn't have to make any cuts.
I think she's lying.
We were just that good. Nah, I'm going to, don't say that, Del.
Well, we're paying her by the hour.
I want to go ahead and soak that in. We got through a whole episode,
All right.
and she didn't have to do anything to fix it.
Well, as we're looking forward to our third episode, we're going to have these come out weekly for as long as we're able to come up with topics, and you guys are enjoying watching and clicking and sharing. And until the next time, I guess we'll see you soon.
We look forward to it. Take care, everybody.
Thank you.